Turning once again. Flags are up once more. They're off! The festival springs into action with the Sky Bet Supreme Novices Hurdle, and Tully Hill, one of a pair of greys, leads them over the opening flight. Favour and Fortune made quite a serious mistake. It's knocked him back to be last but one, with Super Sunday in the red and white, one of the early back markers, and they make the long run between the opening two flights. So the grey Tully Hill with head bowed low, the keen going Slade Steel black sleeves out wide, and Tell a Name up between them, and they round out the leading trio. The second of the greys, Kings Hill, stalks them with Asian Master, the blue sleeves, handy. Jericho de Bromhead, the white cap for Nico de Boinville, tucked away towards the inside running rail. With back in midfield, Firefox, spot the red cap for Jack Kennedy. And then Mr. Gift, the double green for Daryl Jacob, racing in advance of Mystical Power, the star on the cap as they bear down on flight 2. Favour and Fortune after that first flight error is last but one, and Super Sunday remains at the tail. 11 off, and they meet rising ground for the first time at this year's festival, and they go along at a fairly steady 26 miles an hour with no more than 6 or 7 lengths covering the field. Tully Hill and Tell Her the Name in the mauve and pink dispute the running. They race a length clear now to Slade Steel, Jericho de Bromhead towards the inside running rail, racing upside Kings Hill. And then Asian Master in the blue and yellow, Thomas Costello has got him settled, circling the field, just ahead of Firefox, Mystical Power, Mr. Giff in the double green, and then Favour and Fortune and Super Sunday as they freewheel on down towards the third. Tell Her the Name, racing wide of Tully Hill. Slade Steel, who was keen in the early part of the race, seems to have settled better now. Takes off and lands in third place. Jericho de Bromhead wasn't quite as fluent as one or two of those around him, but he quickly recovers his composure, and they move on towards the fourth. Tell Her the Name, Tully Hill and Slade Steel. Asian Master is out wide to the grey Kings Hill and Jericho de Bromhead. Ahead of Firefox, Mystical Power, the hoops, the star on the cap from Favour and Fortune, Mr. Giff, and Super Sunday remains last of a well-grouped field in the Sky Bet Supreme. And again, Favour and Fortune not particularly fluent. He wasn't good at the first, and he wasn't good at the fourth either. Racing across the top of the track, steadily approaching the halfway point and moving on towards the fifth. And Tell Her the Name just shaves the advantage to Tully Hill, who's yet to leave the inner under Paul Town and remains very close to the leader. Slade Steel is a little deeper out and wider still to Asian Master. Then Jericho de Bromhead, the white cap, within 2 lengths of the lead, upsides the grey Kings Hill. Firefox red cap weighted within midfield alongside Mystical Power to Mr. Giff, Favour and Fortune and Super Sunday still last of the field as they run on down the hill on the lengthy approach now towards the third last in the Sky Bet Supreme. Tell Her the Name, Tully Hill and Slade Steel. The leading trio in an order that has been largely unchanged from the outset. Kings Hill is racing close up in behind. Jericho de Bromhead right down on the inner. Spot the white cap for Nico de Boinville. Followed through by Mr. Giff and Daryl Jacob. Here's 3 out. Tell Her the Name. The strong travelling grey Tully Hill is back alongside. Jericho de Bromhead is shaken up. Slade Steel black sleeves. Bang there. Rachael Blackmore sitting quietly. Firefox is on the move. See the red cap for Jack Kennedy. Then Asian Master and Mystical Power. 2 out. Tully Hill just ahead from Tell Her the Name. Firefox beginning to breeze into it, ghosting into it in behind. Slade Steel, Asian Master still bang there on the outer, circling them as they sweep for home. A quarter mile to go. 1 flight to jump in the Supreme. Tully Hill, grey head bowed low, but here's Slade Steel coming alongside. Mystical Power on the left is giving chase with Mr. Giff and Tell Her the Name and Firefox, and down to the last it's Slade Steel who's moved on. Tully Hill drops away. Mystical Power is the final challenger, and now he surges to the front. Halfway up the running, Slade Steel is battling back, getting under pressure, and west back the advantage, and Slade Steel, gold-plated, wins the Sky Bet Supreme. Blackmore punches the air. Mystical Power in second, Firefox was third, and Asian Master and Mr. Giff.
Slade Steel's victory in the Supreme is Rachael Blackmore's first in the race, her 5th in the Cheltenham Festival overall. But I think your most important achievement was just photo-bombing Brian Aitchison with the trophy just there. He was being a bit shy, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's not one for the podiums, but it's great. All his family's here, and a lot of their family and friends, so there's plenty of them up there.
Now, talk me through this. I mean, first of all, that must be a tremendous settler for the rest of the festival, going in the first race.
Oh, sure, it's what every jockey wants to happen if they're riding in the first to get that done. And I knew I had a really good chance coming into the race, and yeah, you're just delighted it's happened. And he's a really, really tough horse. I think he's a massive future. He battled back really well after the line, and yeah, you know, I think he won with a little bit as well. So yeah, it was a really good performance.
Henry de Bromhead said that he was going to go wherever Ballyburn didn't. So when Ballyburn went to the Gallagher, Slade Steel was here. Were you always confident about this 2 miles here at Cheltenham?
Yeah, I really was, especially after riding him in Leopardstown the last day. Prior to that, I maybe wouldn't have been as confident, but the last day he jumped much sharper. He travelled really well beside Ballyburn. You know, he did things that suggested he would be 100% in a 2 mile race, and I suppose with the ground going the way it was, that was a help as well.
Was he a little bit on his toes initially down at the start and over the first couple of hurdles?
Yeah, he was. He tanked me down between the first and second, but then he relaxed, and he was really relaxed then for the rest of the race. And yeah, he's a dream ride really. He's very straightforward. And
talk me through from the final hurdle to the line and the battle with Mystical Power.
Yeah, he just I could feel him picking up. You know, I was headed, but I never thought I wasn't going to battle. You know. I knew after 2 strides that I was going to get there again, I think. So yeah, you're just a lot can change between the last hurdle and the line here. So yeah, you're just willing that line to come to you quick.
He was well on top in the end. He's such a talented horse. What do you think you see him as ultimately? Are we talking about a top flight hurdler? Are we talking about a chaser? What was the thought all the way along the season?
Oh look, I think the sky's the limit for him. He's just a very talented horse, and he could be back here on the Friday someday. Yeah, you'd never know.
That would be great to see. Now tell me about the ground. How did he find it, and what was your view of it?
Yeah, the ground. It actually was soft there. I didn't think it wasn't very testing, but I'd say we've opened it up now, so it's going to get tougher maybe as the day goes on. But it was soft ground, on the heavy side of soft, I suppose. But it rode nice.
And how about Quilixios in the Arkle, ground-wise? Is that going to be fine for him?
Yeah, I think so. I think that will. So. Yeah, really looking forward to him, so I better go in and get ready.
Well, very best of luck and congratulations on this win. Well
Thanks
done.
Thanks so much. Thanks, Lydia. Thank you.
Walking back with this man, Henry de Bromhead, who's thanking everyone on the rail, congratulating you. I watched you there as Slade Steel made his move. He was headed, he fought back. I thought you looked remarkably cool.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, I wasn't.
No, I didn't think you would be, but you did look it.
No,
what were you thinking when he was headed, Henry?
I thought, I hoped he'd battle back, because he just jumped the last a little bit slow, I thought, and hoped we might battle back, you know, and he can be quite idle in front. So, look, delighted for the Atchisons. It's brilliant, and to kick the week off with a winner is amazing. Yeah, just brilliant.
The distance, obviously, it seemed initially he was going to go over further. Ballyburn switch, you've switched the other way. Did the rain sort of give you more confidence at the distance, the better the test would suit, did you feel, or not?
Yeah, like he's a classy horse and he has loads of pace. Thanks, man. He has loads of pace. So, you know, because I actually think he'll be better on nicer ground in time as well. But as the guys pointed out, in fairness to them, all the Robcour team, you know, Ballyburn's beaten us twice, and yeah, whatever we do, we probably avoid him. So yeah, it's brilliant. It worked out.
Yeah, and I guess you can't really start the day any better, the week any better. I mean, Quilixios has got a live chance in the next. How are you feeling?
Well, look, as I tell everyone, I come over here thinking everything's got a great chance. So, you know, it's very up and down. We'll see, but look, we'll enjoy this. Brilliant to get to win this. We've never won the Supreme, so it's amazing. Yeah.
Great start. Well done.
Thanks a million.
Well done.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.